and welcome back to HebrewLingo. I'm Ryan, and this is Lesson 2. Today's lesson will cover chapters 3 and 4 in the first lesson in Duolingo. So without further ado, let's learn today's new letters. Okay, so the first letter that we're going to learn today is called Vav. Vav can either make a V sound or an O sound, and by an O sound, I mean an ah, it can mean an O, it can mean an oo, it can really mean any variety of those sorts. It's a really weird combination of sounds that a letter can make. Yet here it is. And for letter number 2, it's Yod, and Yod makes an I or a Y sound, which makes a little bit more sense. You've probably noticed that Yod and Vav kind of look alike, but Yod is actually a lot shorter than the average letter, while Vav is about the same length. You're also going to learn another letter that kind of looks like a line. It's called Nun Sofit, and it actually kind of reaches down like a Y compared to other letters. On to the next letter. So last lesson I made a little mistake. You might recognize this letter over here as the letter that appears at the end of the word ha'im. Well, last lesson I totally forgot to include it in the slides and explain it. So here you are officially learning the letter for the second time. This is mem sofit, and it is the mem that appears at the end of a word. Sofits kind of work like capital letters, except in the opposite way. There is not a Sofit version for every single letter, and that does not make much sense to a new learner. And the origin is much debated, but apparently it's because all letters used to have Sofit versions. Back in the olden days, when writers were writing on stone tablets still, they wanted to waste as little space as possible, so instead of writing spaces in between words, they actually used Sofits at the end of words to indicate when the word was ending. Thanks, Google! And on to the final letter of the sequence, Tav. Tav is actually the last letter of the Hebrew alphabet. But thank gosh, it's quite simple. It's just a T sound. So here are all the new letters that we learned today. Vav, Yod, Mem Sofit, and Tav. And on to the vocab. We have a lot of important vocab today. So he, and this is going to be a little bit difficult to teach in Hebrew, like he is actually pronounced hu. Now the reason this is difficult is because the way that you pronounce she is he. So he equals hu, and she equals he. Simple. Now here's something that we don't have in English. There are 2 ways to say you. So you is also a gendered word, and therefore whenever you're saying you towards a guy, it's ata, and whenever you say it towards a girl, it's at. The way that I like to think of it is, do you remember how in verbs that are feminine tend to be a lot longer than masculine? Well, I like to imagine that the shortened length in the feminine actually goes on to the longer verb instead of the opposite. So ata is masculine and at is feminine. And the actual object in the noun section, mime, which means water. It's like miming, drinking water. Mime, okay, practice. This sentence right here includes a verb that you may remember from last time. So pause this video, think it through, and then unpause when you're ready to find out what it means. Okay, so the sentence right here is ata ba, which means you are coming. Note that the ata is masculine, so therefore you in this sentence is a boy. Awesome job. Okay, now on to the next question right here. Pause it, think it out. Okay, so this sentence right here says, Ima hi ba, which means mom, is she coming? Great job guys for remembering ba and ba. Okay, now we're learning about some new verbs. Now today's verb is quite important, and it is to love or to like. You may remember the noun from last time, which is ahava. Well, this is ohev or ohevet. They sound kind of similar. So ohev is masculine, and ohevet, just like most feminine verbs which are longer, is feminine. Okay, so let's test those out in some sentences. Pause this right here. What does this say? That's right. It says hu ohev maim, which means he loves water or likes. Don't want to be desperate. So now I want to talk a little bit about emphasis on words and Hebrew pronunciation. So I realized I didn't talk about this at all, and that's kind of my mistake, but you should probably know about this. You probably want to know about this and how to pronounce things in Hebrew. So the emphasis in Hebrew is typically on the second to last syllable of a word, and if it's not, then it's on the last syllable. So, for example, the word Abba follows the typical rule in which the emphasis is on the second to last syllable of the word, which is weird because it's also just a 2-syllable word, so it feels like it's on the first one. The word Ahava, however, actually has the emphasis on the final syllable, which makes it kind of the second rule. The emphasis rule is much more apparent on the longer words in Hebrew, but I just wanted to make you aware. Now on to learning the word and. The way that you pronounce and is ve, and you use it just like ha by putting it onto the word. So the example right here is ve'at, which means and you. When you're using ve and ha on the same word, just like in English when we say and the water, you actually say ve'hamayim. And yes, they are both connected to the word, which makes it look really weird. So let's have a little quick practice on that right here. Now pause this video. Okay, so I'm assuming that you're on pause because you're done. It says ha'ima ve'ha'aba, which means the mom and the dad. Okay, so this is the final thing that you learned today, and it is how to say or. It's actually really simple in Hebrew because it's kind of pronounced similar. It is o. However, unlike ha or va, it's actually its own separate word. So this example right here says o ha'ima, or the mom. You learned so much today. Now let's put it into some practice. For each of these, don't forget to pause, and then I'll come back and explain to you guys how to say it and what it means. Practice 1, let's go. Okay, are you unpaused? Well, it says he ohevet mayim, which means she likes water. Or loves, like I said right here. Either one. That was a nice simple sentence. Now here we have a little bit of a more compound one. See if you can figure it out. This has a lot in it, but it says hu ba va'at ba'a, which means he comes and you come, but you are feminine. Great job, that was a really hard sentence. Now, here's another one. Now, this is a little bit of an upsetting question, but I just had to use my vocab words. So it says, Ata ohev abba o ima, which means, do you love dad or mom? Okay, on to the very, very, very last practice of today. You can do it. It's not that hard. It's like a good intermediate one. Okay, so in this one right here, we use the compound and the, and we say he v'hamaim, which means she and the water. Don't know how we would say that in real life. Okay guys, I am so proud of you. That was lesson 2 completely done. Remember that we have the Quizlet and the link in the bio. And also please don't forget to check out the next video when it comes out. See you guys later. Bye.